The sterile scent of antiseptic filled the air as Ana Silva sat alone in the dimly lit hospital room, cradling her newborn twins, Sofia and Miguel. The soft, rhythmic sounds of their tiny breaths formed a melody that starkly contrasted with the storm of emotions swirling inside her. She gazed down at their delicate features, so innocent and pure, and felt a surge of love mixed with an overwhelming sense of loss. Just weeks ago, she had imagined a different life, a life filled with the laughter of a complete family. But now, the absence of Daniel Carter, her wealthy fiancé, felt like a deep wound, one that refused to heal. The bright fluorescent lights cast a harsh glow, illuminating the dark circles under Anna's eyes. She hadn't slept much since the twins were born. Each time she closed her eyes, memories of Daniel flooded back. His promises, their dreams of a future that had shattered before her very eyes. Abandoned during her pregnancy, he had walked away without a backward glance, leaving her to navigate this new world alone. She could still hear his voice from their last conversation, laced with uncertainty as he told her he couldn't handle the pressure, that he needed space. Those words echoed endlessly in her mind, a haunting reminder of his betrayal. "I'll do this," she whispered softly to the twins, her voice trembling. "I'll be the best mother I can be." The resolve in her heart ignited like a flame, pushing back against the darkness that threatened to consume her. She had no choice now. They were her responsibility, and she would do everything in her power to give them a life filled with love and security. Hours slipped by as Anna held her children, lost in thought. Nurses came and went, offering encouragement and checking on her progress, but they faded into the background. It wasn't until the pediatrician entered the room, clipboard in hand, that she snapped back to reality. The doctor smiled warmly, his voice steady and reassuring. "Your twins are doing remarkably well, Anna. They're healthy, and you're doing a fantastic job," he said, his eyes crinkling at the corners. "How are you holding up?" "I'm managing," Anna replied, forcing a smile. "Thank you." As the doctor continued his examination, a wave of guilt washed over her. Managing was an understatement. She was terrified. She had no idea how to care for two infants alone, how to deal with the financial strain, or how to suppress the heartache that clung to her like a shadow. Every day felt like an uphill battle, but she was determined not to let her children feel the weight of her struggles. Later, back at home, the nights blurred into endless cycles of diaper changes and midnight feedings. Anna moved through her new reality like a ghost, floating from one task to another, her body on autopilot while her mind raced. The silence of the empty apartment was suffocating, amplifying her loneliness. She longed for support, for someone to share the burden of sleepless nights and constant worries about the future. But all she had were the echoes of Daniel's absence. "Hey guys, it means a lot to me that you're here watching, and I'm excited to keep doing it for you. If you want to support me and help with my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Your support would mean a lot and give me the motivation to continue on this adventure." One particularly difficult night, after a long day of crying babies and almost no sleep, Anna found herself slumped on the kitchen floor, surrounded by scattered sketches and design materials. The harsh fluorescent light flickered above her, mirroring her chaotic thoughts. An idea began to form, a spark ignited by her frustration and exhaustion. With a deep breath, she grabbed a pencil and began sketching furiously. "What if I could create something?" she thought, her heart racing with the possibility. "Something that could help other single mothers like me?" The designs flowed from her fingertips, born from her pain and hope. She envisioned products that would simplify the lives of single mothers, tools that offered support and understanding in their struggles. As the days turned into weeks, Anna poured herself into her sketches, transforming her anguish into creativity. The more she drew, the more clarity she found. It was as if each stroke of the pencil released some of the pent-up emotions inside her. She dreamed of a brand that would empower single mothers, offering innovative solutions that addressed their unique challenges. "Modern Mom," she whispered, testing the name. It felt right, a blend of her experience and her aspirations. The idea took root in her mind, growing into a full-fledged vision. She imagined an online platform where mothers could find products tailored to their needs, diaper bags with hidden compartments, ergonomic baby carriers, and even online support groups. With each passing day, her passion sparked a glimmer of hope that began to lift the weight on her heart. Every spare moment was spent researching, sketching, and planning. The twins became her inspiration, their laughter and cries pushing her forward. She was determined to create a future for them, to build a legacy that would show them the strength of resilience. One evening, after a particularly grueling day, Anna sat at her kitchen table, her laptop glowing softly in front of her. The light illuminated her determined expression as she typed her first blog post. With trembling hands, she poured her heart into words, sharing her journey, her struggles, and her dreams. "Welcome to Modern Mom," she wrote, her fingers flying over the keyboard. "This is a space for mothers who feel lost, overwhelmed, and alone. Here, we will share stories, resources, and solutions to navigate the chaotic but beautiful journey of motherhood." As she hit publish, tears welled in her eyes. It was a small step, but it felt monumental. It marked the beginning of her journey toward independence and success. The first sale came unexpectedly, a mother who connected with her story and vision. Anna's heart swelled with joy as she processed the order, tears streaming down her face. It was a small victory, but it signified so much more. It was proof that her pain could lead to something beautiful, something impactful. Yet, even as Modern Mom blossomed, Anna remained haunted by memories of Daniel. She often found herself staring at old photographs, tracing the outline of his face with her fingers, wondering what might have been. The love she once felt for him clashed with the resentment that had taken root in her heart. Would he have been a good father? Would he have changed if he had stayed? As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the room, Anna gazed at the twins sleeping peacefully in their cribs. A surge of determination coursed through her veins. No matter what the future held, she would fight for them. They were her priority, and she would build a life for them. A life filled with love, strength, and the promise of a brighter tomorrow. In that moment, Anna made a vow to herself and to her children. She would rise above the pain, embrace her journey, and create a legacy that would not only support her family but uplift others like her. The road ahead would be challenging, but she was ready to face it head-on, armed with the love for her children and the fire of her ambition. Anna stood at her booth at the local market, her heart full of anticipation and vulnerability. The vibrant colors of her Modern Mom display contrasted sharply with the gray clouds looming overhead, a visual metaphor for her journey so far. The sun peeked out intermittently, casting warm rays that danced on the handmade products she had meticulously crafted. Each item represented not just a solution for single mothers, but also a piece of her resilience. Around her, the market buzzed with the sounds of laughter, chatter, and the clinking of coins. Mothers pushed strollers, their arms laden with bags filled with fresh produce and artisanal goods. Anna felt a kinship with them, a silent acknowledgement of their shared struggles and victories. As she arranged her merchandise, she caught snippets of conversations that echoed her own experiences, stories of sleepless nights, juggling work and childcare, and the endless quest for balance. "Excuse me, is this your booth?" A voice interrupted her thoughts. Anna turned to see a woman in her mid-30s, her face illuminated by a warm smile. Her curly hair framed her face, and her eyes sparkled with curiosity. "Yes, it is. Welcome to Modern Mom," Anna replied, her voice steady but laced with excitement. "I'm Anna. How can I help you today?" "I'm Lisa." The woman introduced herself, stepping closer. "I saw your products from across the way. They look amazing." She picked up a colorful diaper bag adorned with whimsical patterns. "How did you come up with this design?" Anna felt a surge of pride. "I wanted to create something that was both functional and stylish. As a single mom, I often felt like I had to sacrifice my sense of style for practicality. So, I thought, why not have both?" Lisa nodded in understanding. "I get that. I've got 2 little ones, and sometimes I feel like I've lost a bit of myself in the process of motherhood." The 2 women exchanged stories, their laughter mingling with the sounds of the market. They spoke about sleepless nights, the joy of small victories, and the importance of community. Anna's heart swelled with gratitude. Moments like these reminded her why she had started Modern Mom in the first place. not just to provide products, but to foster a sense of belonging among mothers who often felt isolated in their journeys. As the day wore on, Anna found herself connecting with more women, each sharing their unique experiences and challenges. She felt empowered, realizing that her story resonated with many. With each conversation, the weight of her past began to lift, replaced by a sense of purpose and camaraderie. She had transformed her pain into something beautiful, a beacon of hope for others navigating similar storms. Later that evening, as the market began to wind down, Anna packed away her unsold items, her heart still soaring from the interactions she had shared. She glanced around, noticing families laughing together, children playing, and mothers supporting one another. This was the community she had longed for, a place where struggles and triumphs were met with understanding and compassion. Back at home, the familiar sounds of her twins filled the air. Sophia and Miguel were playing in the living room, their laughter echoing off the walls. Anna's heart warmed at the sight of them, her greatest treasures. She joined them on the floor, her exhaustion forgotten as she reveled in their joy, the vibrant tapestry of their lives woven together by shared love. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, Anna reflected on her journey. The path had not been easy, but she had built something meaningful from the ashes of her heartbreak. And while the shadows of her past still lingered, they no longer defined her. Anna had become a force to be reckoned with, not just for herself, but for the countless women who looked to her for inspiration. Days turned into weeks, and Anna found herself invited to speak at a women's empowerment event in the city. The moment she received the invitation, a mix of excitement and anxiety washed over her. Speaking publicly about her journey felt daunting, yet she recognized it as an opportunity to share her story and inspire others. On the day of the event, Anna stood backstage, her heart racing as she listened to the applause for the previous speaker. She took a deep breath, grounding herself in the knowledge that she had overcome so much. As she stepped onto the stage, the lights brightened, and she felt a wave of warmth wash over her. "Hello, everyone. I'm Anna, and I'm here to share my story," she began, her voice steady despite the flutter of nerves in her stomach. She looked out into the audience, a sea of faces reflecting a range of emotions: curiosity, empathy, and hope. "I became a single mother unexpectedly," she continued, sharing her journey from heartbreak to empowerment. "When I was left alone during my pregnancy, I felt lost and abandoned. But through that pain, I found my purpose." Anna spoke of the struggles she faced in those early days, the sleepless nights, and the financial worries that seemed insurmountable. "It was in those moments of darkness that I found my light," she said, her voice growing stronger. "I realized I wasn't alone. There were countless women like me, navigating the complexities of motherhood and life, and I wanted to create something that would help." As she recounted the birth of Modern Mom, the audience listened intently, some nodding in agreement, others wiping away tears. Anna felt a connection with them, a reminder that their struggles were intertwined. She shared her vision for a supportive community where mothers could uplift one another, celebrating their victories and navigating their challenges together. "I stand here today, not just as a business owner, but as a testament to the power of resilience," she concluded, her voice filled with conviction. "We are stronger than our circumstances, and together, we can create a brighter future for ourselves and our children." The applause that erupted was deafening, and Anna felt a rush of emotions. She had bared her soul before them, and in return, she received acknowledgement and support. It was a moment she would treasure forever, a reminder that her journey had significance beyond herself. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to Anna, Daniel's life had taken a sharp turn. After years of living in the shadow of his past mistakes, he found himself grappling with the consequences of his actions. The once confident man, who had seemed untouchable, now faced the reality of his choices with a heavy heart. Determined to make amends, Daniel returned to their hometown, driven by a desire to reconnect with Anna and meet the children he had never known. After years of therapy and self-reflection, he had worked to understand the consequences of his decisions, particularly the pain he had caused those he left behind. The thought of his twins haunted him, and he longed for the chance to be part of their lives. As he walked through familiar streets, memories flooded back, the laughter, the dreams, and the plans they had once shared. Daniel paused outside a cafe, staring at the window where he and Anna had spent countless hours discussing their future. A pang of regret mixed with hope surged within him. Maybe this time, he could be the father they needed. He resolved to find Anna, to explain how much he had changed. He knew earning her trust would be an uphill battle, but the thought of being in his children's lives kept him moving forward. He needed to confront the hurt he had caused and seek forgiveness, even if it took time. Each step weighed heavy, yet a flicker of determination pushed him on. It was time to rewrite his story and reclaim his place in the lives of those he had once abandoned. As he neared Anna's workplace, he carried the hope of a new beginning, ready to face whatever awaited him. Anna stood in her office, the soft hum of the fluorescent lights blending with the chatter of her team. The walls, adorned with vibrant designs and motivational quotes, were a testament to the spirit of modern mom. But as she reviewed the latest marketing strategies, her thoughts drifted to Daniel, unbidden. His memory lingered, like a ghost haunting her heart. The door creaked open, and her assistant, Clara, peeked in. "Anna, you have a visitor," she said, her voice tinged with curiosity. "He says it's important." Anna's heart raced. "Who is it?" she asked, trying to sound composed. "It's Daniel Carter," Clara replied, her eyes widening slightly. A rush of conflicting emotions surged through Anna. The man who had shattered her heart was just outside her office, a figure from the past she had fought so hard to leave behind. "Send him in," she said, bracing herself. When Daniel entered, Anna was struck by how much he had changed. He looked older, more worn, but there was sincerity in his eyes that made her hesitate. He wore a simple navy blazer, and his hair was slightly tousled, as if he had been running his hands through it in frustration. "Anna," he began, his voice low and steady. "Thank you for seeing me." She crossed her arms, her guard up. "What do you want, Daniel?" He took a deep breath, glancing at the floor before meeting her eyes again. "I know I don't deserve your time, but I've come to realize how much I've lost. I want to make amends, not just with you, but with Sophia and Miguel." Anna's chest tightened with anger. "You think it's that simple? You just come back after years of silence, and everything's supposed to be okay?" "I don't expect that," he said, his voice laced with desperation. "I just want a chance to explain, to show you I've changed. I've been in therapy, trying to understand my past choices and how they hurt you and the kids. I want to be part of their lives." Her heart ached at the mention of her children. "You think a few therapy sessions erase what you did?" "No," he admitted, stepping closer, frustration evident. "But I'll do whatever it takes to earn your trust. I'm not asking for forgiveness right now. I'm just asking for a chance." Anna's mind raced, torn between the desire to protect her children and the flicker of hope that maybe, just maybe, he had truly changed. And what if this is just another one of your disappearing acts? What if you hurt them again? Daniel shook his head. "I can't promise I won't make mistakes, but I can promise I'll try my best to be a better man. For you, for them." Anna's resolve faltered, but she forced herself to stay strong. "I need time to think," she finally said, her voice firm despite the turmoil inside. "Of course," he said softly, his shoulders slumping slightly. "I'll respect whatever decision you make. Just know I'm not going anywhere." As he turned to leave, Anna felt a pang of sadness. The man who had once filled her life with love was now a stranger. Yet beneath the weight of his past, there was still a glimpse of the man she once knew. After Daniel left, Anna sank into her chair, her mind swirling with confusion. Clara stepped into the room, concern etched on her face. "You okay? You look like you've seen a ghost." "I just had a conversation with Daniel," Anna whispered. Clara's eyes widened. "What did he want?" "He says he's changed and wants to be part of our lives again." "I don't know what to believe." Clara leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. "That's a lot to process. What do you think it means for you and the kids?" "I don't know," Anna admitted, running a hand through her hair. "Part of me wants to protect them, but another part wonders if they deserve to know their father." Clara nodded thoughtfully. "Maybe you should talk to them about it. It's their lives too." Anna slowly nodded. "I'll think about it." I just need time. Days passed, and Anna found herself lost in thought. She buried herself in her work with Modern Mom, but Daniel's presence lingered in the corners of her mind. The memories of their life together were impossible to escape. The laughter, the dreams, and the eventual heartbreak. One evening, as she tucked Sophia and Miguel into bed, the twins chatted excitedly about their day. Miguel recounted a soccer game with his friends, while Sophia spun stories of princesses and dragons. "Mom, can we have a picnic this weekend?" Sophia asked, her brown eyes sparkling. "Of course," Anna replied with a smile. "We'll pack your favorite sandwiches." As she listened to them, a fierce protectiveness washed over her. The idea of Daniel re-entering their lives was both thrilling and terrifying. She wanted them to know love, but she also wanted to shield them from pain. Later that night, after the twins were asleep, Anna sat on the couch, scrolling through her phone. She stumbled upon an article about the importance of father figures in children's lives. The statistics in the article were overwhelming, but the stories of families reuniting struck a chord deep within Anna. Could Daniel really be a good father now? She couldn't shake the thought that maybe, just maybe, he had changed. The next day, after much internal debate, Anna decided to respond to Daniel's message. It was time to face this head-on. She typed out a carefully crafted message, her fingers trembling as she pressed send. "Daniel, I've thought a lot about your request. I'm willing to meet again, but I need to set some ground rules. If you want to be part of Sophia and Miguel's lives, you need to understand that it's a process, and trust must be rebuilt. Are you ready for that?" As soon as she hit send, a wave of anxiety washed over her. She didn't know what his response would be, but she knew that this was the first step toward either healing or further heartbreak. Hours later, her phone chimed. Daniel's reply was quick and earnest. "I completely understand, Anna. I'm ready to do whatever it takes. Please let me know when and where." Anna stared at the screen, her heart racing. The tension was palpable, and she knew that whatever happened next would shape the future of her family. The cafe buzzed with a low hum of conversation, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingling with the sweet scent of pastries. It felt like the perfect setting for a reunion, yet for Anna, every detail was a reminder of the tension hanging in the air. She sat at a small table in the corner, her fingers nervously tracing the rim of her coffee cup. Across from her, Daniel fidgeted, his gaze alternating between the table and the window, as if searching for the right words in the passing clouds. "Thank you for agreeing to meet me," Daniel finally said, his voice steady but laced with an undertone of uncertainty. "I know this is complicated." Anna met his eyes, searching for sincerity but finding a mix of regret and something else, perhaps hope. It was a look she had longed for during the sleepless nights when she held her twins, wondering why he had chosen to walk away. "You have a lot of nerve showing up here after all these years," she replied, her tone sharper than she intended. "I deserve that," he admitted, his shoulders dropping slightly. "But I'm not here to defend myself. I want to take responsibility for my past. For my children." The mention of the twins stirred something deep inside Anna. She had poured every ounce of love and energy into raising Sophia and Miguel, and hearing Daniel speak of them as if he had a right to their lives felt like a fresh betrayal. "You can't just waltz back in and expect everything to be okay. You left me. You left us." Daniel's face hardened for a moment, but then softened, revealing a vulnerability Anna had never seen before. "I know I hurt you, and I can't change that. But I've changed. I've been going to therapy, working on myself. I want to be a better man, a better father." Anna felt a mix of emotions swirling inside her. Anger, disbelief, and a flicker of hope. "You think attending therapy will erase the pain you caused?" She shot back. "You think you can just step into our lives and be a father after all this time?" "I don't expect it to be easy," Daniel said, his voice firmer now. "I just want a chance. I want my kids to know me." The silence that followed was thick with tension. Anna's heart raced as she considered the implications of his words. Could she really allow him back into their lives? Memories of her struggles as a single mother flooded her mind. Long nights spent soothing crying babies, the relentless juggling of work and parenting, the isolation she had often felt. She had fought tooth and nail to build a stable life for her children, and the thought of Daniel entering that world was both terrifying and tempting. I remember the days when I was drowning in loneliness, Anna finally said, her voice low. I had no one to lean on, no one to share the joy of our children's first steps or their laughter. I had to be everything for them. I can't change the past, Anna, Daniel replied, his gaze earnest. But I can be here now. I want to help you, to be part of their lives. I want to make up for lost time. Anna studied him, searching for any hint of deception. And what makes you think you can just show up and everything will be fine? What if they don't want to know you? What if they hate you? Daniel flinched at her words, but he didn't back down. Then I'll respect their feelings. I just want the opportunity to show them the man I've become. I have so much love to give them, Anna. Her heart ached at his plea. A battle raged within her. On one hand, she wanted to protect her children from the pain Daniel had caused. On the other, she recognized the longing in his voice, the genuine desire to be a father. It's not just about you wanting to be a parent. They're my children, and I've done everything on my own. I need to know that you're committed to this. I am, Daniel insisted, leaning forward, urgency in his voice. I've made mistakes, but I've learned from them. I know I have to prove myself, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Anna looked down at her coffee, swirling the dark liquid as if it could reveal the answers she needed. She remembered the countless nights spent wishing for a partner, a father for her children, but she had built a life without him, one that felt fragile yet strong, like a delicate glass sculpture. The idea of shattering it filled her with dread. Trust is earned, Daniel, she said finally, her voice firm. You can't just ask for it. You have to show me you mean it. I will. I'll do everything in my power to earn your trust, he promised, a flicker of determination in his eyes. The conversation shifted, and as they spoke, Anna couldn't ignore the change in Daniel. He wasn't the reckless young man who had left her in despair. He was a man seeking redemption. Yet, even as he spoke of his intentions, doubt flickered within her. Could she risk the stability she had fought so hard to create? As they finished their coffees, Daniel glanced at the clock. I should go, but I'd like to meet the kids. I want to see them, to know them. Anna's heart raced at the thought. You think it's that simple? They don't know you, Daniel. They've only heard stories, and not all of them are good. It's not just about you wanting to be their father. It's about how they feel about you. They deserve to have a say in this. Then let me meet them, he urged, his voice earnest. Let me show them who I am. If they want nothing to do with me, I'll accept that. Anna hesitated, her mind swirling. The twins were at the park today, playing with their friends. The thought of them being so close to Daniel sent a wave of protectiveness over her. You can't just spring this on them without preparation. They're kids. I can't throw them into this situation. I understand, Daniel said, his voice softer. But please, when you're ready, I'd like to meet them. I'll take things as slow as you need. I just want a chance. Anna remained silent for a moment, her thoughts a whirlwind. She wasn't sure how to proceed, but one thing was clear. This was just the beginning. Whatever the outcome, it would be a journey, and she had to protect her children above all. Anna's heart clenched at Sophia's innocent question. The simplicity of it, the way children often saw the world in such clear, black and white terms, made the complexity of her situation feel even heavier. She smiled, though the weight of the moment threatened to break her. I don't know yet, sweetie, Anna replied softly, pulling Sophia into her lap. We'll have to see how things go. It's a big decision, and we have to be sure. Sophia nodded, her small brow furrowed in thought. But he's fun, she said, glancing back at Daniel and Miguel, who were still playing with the toy car. And he seems like he wants to stay. Anna followed her gaze, watching Daniel laugh with their son. It was surreal, seeing him here with the children they had once dreamed about but never raised together. A part of her wanted to believe in the possibility of change, to believe that Daniel's presence could be a good thing for them. But another part of her, one that had lived through the pain of abandonment, kept her guard firmly in place. We'll see, Sophia, Anna said again, her voice steady. For now, let's just take it one step at a time. Okay? Sophia nodded again and then scampered off to join her brother and father, leaving Anna sitting on the bench, her mind swirling with 1,000 thoughts. Watching Daniel with the twins was heartwarming, but it was also terrifying. Could she really trust him not to break their hearts the way he had broken hers? For now, she would wait, observe, and protect her children at all costs. That was her promise, no matter what the future held. Daniel's face paled as Anna's words hit him like a harsh truth he could no longer avoid. The weight of the papers in his hand seemed to mirror the burden of his past mistakes, one that he had hoped to bury. But here it was, resurfacing and threatening to undo everything he had worked to rebuild. "I don't expect it to be easy," Daniel said softly, his voice trembling with desperation. "But I'm trying, Anna. I can't change what I did, but I'm here now. I want to be a better father, a better man." Anna felt a surge of anger and frustration rising in her chest, but it was tempered by the exhaustion of carrying the weight of this pain for so long. She had fought so hard to protect her children, to create a stable life for them despite the chaos Daniel had left in his wake. And now, here he was, asking her to trust him again after everything. "I get that you're trying, Daniel," she said, her voice quieter now, though still laced with bitterness. "But it's not just about showing up now. It's about the years you weren't there. The nights I stayed awake, comforting Sophia and Miguel. The struggles I went through alone. You didn't just hurt me, you hurt them too. And I won't let that happen again." Daniel sat in silence for a moment, his eyes downcast. He knew she was right. There was no quick fix for the damage he had caused, no easy way to erase the past. "I understand," he said finally, his voice barely above a whisper. "I know I can't undo the hurt, and I know I have no right to ask for forgiveness. But I'm willing to earn it, whatever it takes. I want to be there for Sophia and Miguel, and I'll keep proving that to you, even if it takes the rest of my life." Anna looked at him, her emotions swirling in a storm of anger, sadness, and a flicker of something she didn't want to admit: hope. She didn't know if she could ever fully trust him again, but she could see that he was serious about trying. Maybe that was a start. "I'll need time," Anna said, her voice firm. "I'm not making any promises, and you'll have to accept that. This isn't just about you earning my trust, it's about them. I need to be sure that letting you into their lives won't hurt them." Daniel nodded, his expression solemn. "I'll wait. As long as it takes, I'll wait." As the tension in the room began to ease, Anna felt the overwhelming weight of the past start to lift, just a little. The future remained uncertain, but for the first time, there was a small glimmer of possibility. It wasn't much, but it was something. She turned away from Daniel, folding the papers back into the drawer, as though tucking away the remnants of a painful chapter. When she faced him again, her voice was steadier, though still cautious. "We'll see how things go," Anna said, her gaze unwavering. "But understand this, my children come first. Always." "I wouldn't expect anything less," Daniel replied, standing up. He hesitated for a moment before meeting her eyes. "Thank you, Anna, for giving me a chance, even if it's just a small one." Anna nodded, her arms crossed over her chest as she watched him leave. When the door clicked shut behind him, she exhaled deeply, feeling a mix of relief and trepidation. The road ahead was uncertain, but at least she knew she wasn't walking it alone. Not anymore. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Anna glanced out the window, watching the fading light bathe the park in a soft, golden hue. In the distance, she could see Sophia and Miguel playing, their laughter carried by the evening breeze. She would protect them, no matter what. And maybe, just maybe, this time Daniel would be part of that protection. Not another source of pain. But only time would tell if that fragile hope would survive. "I built this life from scratch, Daniel. I created a safe harbor for my children, and you could destroy that in an instant if you're not careful." Daniel's eyes filled with anguish, and Anna could see the inner battle he was fighting. "I swear to you, I won't let my past affect my future with them. I just want a chance to be their father." Anna's heart clenched at his words, the sincerity in his plea unmistakable. But fear still gripped her tightly. "What if I let you in, and you hurt them? What if they get attached, and then you disappear again? I can't risk that. I won't risk that." Daniel opened his mouth as if to argue, but no words came out. Instead, he looked down, the weight of his past looming large between them. I understand why you're scared, Anna. I would be too. But I need you to trust me, even just a little. Trust. The word hung in the air, heavy and bitter. Anna had trusted him once before, and the cost had been immense. She closed her eyes, the weight of her decisions pressing down on her. She knew that her priority had to be protecting her children. I can't just forget, Daniel. I can't pretend that everything is fine. You need to confront your past before you can be a part of our future. Daniel seemed to take her words to heart, nodding slowly, absorbing the gravity of the situation. What do you want me to do? First, I need you to be honest with me. Tell me everything about your past. No more secrets. If you want to be their father, you need to own up to your mistakes. Daniel's voice was barely audible. Okay, I'll do it. I'll tell you everything. Anna's heart raced. This was the first step toward potentially allowing him into their lives, but it was also a leap into the unknown. And if I find out you're hiding anything else, I won't, he interrupted, his eyes pleading. I promise. I'll lay everything bare. She studied him, her gaze unwavering. This isn't just about you, Daniel. It's about the twins. They deserve to know the truth about you, and I have to make sure they're safe. Silence stretched between them, heavy and loaded with the past. I understand, Daniel finally said, his voice steady. I'll do whatever it takes to prove to you that I'm serious about this. A small flicker of hope ignited within Anna. It was faint, fragile, but it was there. Maybe, just maybe, Daniel had changed. But she knew that above all, she would never allow her children to be collateral damage in the aftermath of his past mistakes. She would protect them at any cost, even if it meant facing the shadows of her own history. Then we'll take it slow, she said firmly. But understand that this is a process. Trust is earned, not given. I get it, Daniel replied, his voice filled with determination. I'm ready to do the work. Anna nodded, feeling some of the tension lift, though it still lingered like a shadow. Let's start with a clean slate, then. But remember, I will always put my children first. As she held his gaze, Anna felt a blend of hope and caution stir within her. They had a long road ahead, full of challenges and unknowns. But for the first time in years, she felt a sense of resolution. Whatever came next, she would face it with the strength she had built, for herself and for her children. And we have reached the end of another story. If you liked it, leave in the comments what else you want to see here, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you support us.